Hi guys, once again welcome back to our FIFA World Cup daily show. And what a night! Ecuador pulling off another shock of this World Cup by defeating Germany, and of course Japan securing their place in the knockout. Apart from Japan, another Asian team to secure their place in the knockout is obviously Australia. A lot of things to watch out for, and also we'll look forward to the games tonight between Spain, Uruguay, and also another blockbuster fixture between France and Norway. But first, Rwanda. Germany defeated by Ecuador by 2-1. And do you think it's again, a concern for Germany going into the knockout? Because the way they performed in the first two games, they look totally a different unit. But again, they are bringing back the memories of the last two World Cup.
Well, it was a pretty interesting match, to be honest. Two goals in the first 10 minutes. Germany scored, then Ecuador and Gulo with that beautiful goal equalized, and both goals came under 10 minutes. So it showed that it would be an interesting game. We expected more goals, but it was end-to-end game, and kudos to Ecuador and the players uh, that they pulled this off. They needed this win to keep their hopes alive for this World Cup. But Germany, for them, of course, signs of worry, I would say. But this was perhaps a routine match for them. They have already secured their place for the next round. But I think the result will give them a push to get the things right, whichever they made mistakes. The defense could have been a bit more compact, I would say. They allowed a lot of space to Ecuador, especially if you see both the goals, the especially the first goal. Angulo was allowed so much pressure, so much space after losing the ball. The German defender lose
True.
the ball, and Angulo was allowed so much space that allowed him to take that strike from that area. And for a team like Germany, you won't see them allowing so, because they always is a high intensity team. They press high. Them allowing that space to Angulo, I think these will be pointers for the coach to talk about ahead of the next game. This result did not affect them much. If you look into the others' perspective as well, it broke the law of average. I would say a defeat in the later stages of the competition would have hurt them more. But I think this will be a match that the German coach and the players will take a lot of lessons from, and when they move forward. But kudos to Ecuador for pulling this off, because if you see the emotions after the match, the players, the fans, they were all crying because they needed this win to keep their hopes alive, and they pulled it off. So kudos to the team.
Absolutely, the celebrations were special, especially Ecuador head coach running into the stand to
Yes.
meet his wife in the stand. And also it's a special victory for him as well, because no one expected Ecuador to making it to the later stage, and also after defeating Germany. Of course, they were stopped by Curacao in the first game, and then the way they have made comeback in the last two game and making it to the later stages of the tournament. Obviously, special victory. And the way actually Ecuador played in the second half, they were all over Germany. No one expected this Germany, to be humiliated in this way by this Ecuador side. So obviously, another surprising entrant in the knockout stage of this World Cup for sure in Ecuador. Just like this Ecuador Germany game, another thriller was, it's between Turkey and USA. Obviously, Turkey was already, eliminated from the group stage before this fixture, but have to give credit to the fighting spirit, the character of every Turkey player, the way they made comeback against USA, especially Arda Güler, who received the Man of the Match award for his, superb performance in the game. But it's unfortunate for Turkey because, with the kind of squad they have, with so many players, playing in top European clubs, no one expected them to, to get exit so early. But yeah, obviously it's surprising exit for Turkey. But yeah, the fight against USA will be remembered for a long time. Rwanda wearing the Japan T-shirt, and Japan made it. I mean, obviously they have been qualifying. They have been the regular participant in the World Cup since last 4-5 edition, and now they have made it to the knockout stage. I think for the third consecutive time. Rwanda, obviously Japan again. raising the Asian flag high at the world stage?
Well, I'll speak about both the games. For Turkey, it's really unfortunate for them because nobody expected them to finish the bottom of the group with Paraguay in that group. Turkey with so many superstars of club football throughout Europe, and it's unfortunate. And that defeat against Australia, I think, would hurt them the most. And Australia, a great performance from them against Turkey in that match, but coming to Japan, what a performance they have, the Samurai Blues have put throughout this competition so far. Getting that goal and uh, of Ilanga's goal for Sweden, the equalizer was a better goal, I would say. But Japan as a team, they scored the goal as a team and they played the entire match throughout. Nakamura, another fantastic performance from the player. Everyone, Japan plays as a team, plays as a one unit, and this Japan side can go all the way if they can manage to do that. And for Japan, I would say that last time when they lost to Belgium in the quarterfinals, I think if they push through, they can be the first Asian country to reach the semi-finals the way they have performed so far. Kudos to them, but unfortunate for Turkey, as you mentioned, with so many superstars finishing below Paraguay in the squad in the group. Nobody expected them. I would say the Turkish Football Federation will look into a lot of changes in management as well after this performance. But kudos to, and these are the stories, right? Cape Verde, nobody expected Cape Verde to halt both Spain and Uruguay in this World Cup, but they did. So we have seen so many good stories like that. Qatar, on the other hand, Saudi, on the other hand, big money teams did not perform well when the smaller teams pushed above their weights, and that's what makes the World Cup a special tournament.
Absolutely. A few days to go, after which the group stage will be over. Already a lot of teams have secured their place in the knockout. Few more teams are yet to seal their place. But here is the, scenario how the knockout round looks like. I mean, Germany are still waiting for their opponent. South Africa will face, Canada, Netherlands against Morocco, and Brazil versus Japan. One of the game to watch out for in the knockout round. Somnath being a Brazil fan, Rwanda wearing Japan t-shirt. Somnath, Japan defeated Brazil, last year in October under Carlo Ancelotti only when Brazil was playing. So, what do you expect from this fixture? How tough will it be, against Japan for Brazil?
Obviously, an interesting fixture. We have seen Brazil dominating, the Asian sides in the last World Cup. Brazil defeated South Africa by a huge margin. Probably it was their best performance in the last World Cup, and it has been ever going statistics for Brazil. Brazil always have an edge over these Asian teams. Obviously, these Asian teams can do an upset. We have seen Asian teams against European teams; they can stop those European giants. But when it comes to Brazil, I don't know why, but they have a leverage over this Asian team. But as you said, recently Japan has defeated Brazil, which is one of the most biggest victory in their football history. But obviously, we can't compare that Brazil side and the Brazil side which is playing now under Carlo Ancelotti. And as yesterday we were talking that day by day this Brazil side is getting better and better. It could be a really interesting match. Obviously, Japan again, they are the way they are showing their consistency, they are still undefeated, in the last 10 or 12 matches just before the World Cup. So it will be very, very interesting this match. Obviously, Brazil, the kind of form Vinicius Junior is in currently, obviously Matthias Kuna, but you can't rule Japan out also. The one of the most agile teams, one of the most quick teams when it comes to counter attack and comes to counter attacking football. So it will be an interesting match that we can expect a goal fest in this contest. Obviously, it will be tough, but I think Brazil has that edge, that 55-45 edge over this Japanese side.
Absolutely, they have. Especially the way players like Vinicius Junior, Matheus Cunha have hit the form and at the right time. Obviously, giving a lot of hopes for the Brazil fans. I mean, last year in the October, actually Japan defeated Brazil, 3-2 in a comeback win. But that time, the team was still, settling under their new head coach Carlo Ancelotti. But now a lot of months have gone past, and the team is really playing well in the last two games, especially. They have showed remarkable display, especially against Haiti and Scotland, and also Neymar coming back have been a huge boost for the squad. So of course, I think Brazil will walk into this game as favored, but in World Cup you can never write off any team, especially Japan. Obviously, representing Asia will give their all in the fixture, and alongside Japan, another Asian team who have made it to the next round. Obviously, Australia. I mean, they have now qualified for the knockout in two consecutive edition. Last time, I think they got knocked out by Argentina only, but this time they will be looking to go deeper in the knockout stages. But Rohanda, let's talk about one of the legend of this game. Of course, we are talking about two other legends, Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, who are playing at their sixth World Cup. But there is another legend, and he is a goalkeeper. I mean, we don't talk much about goalkeeper, but it's obviously Guillermo Ochoa playing at his sixth World Cup. I mean, this time he is not the regular first goalkeeper anymore in the Mexico, but I mean, still he got the opportunity at least for 15 minutes at the final game and at the Azteca Stadium. So, how much World Cup will miss Ochoa?
Whenever the World Cup comes, the meme comes out for Guillermo Ochoa that we don't know where he plays for the 4 years, and when it's the World Cup, we see brothers sprunging up or something like that coming up. Because for Guillermo Ochoa is one of those players we did not actually keep much attention when it came to club football. We no, nobody kept any track of him during the club football days, I would say. But whenever it's the World Cup, that man always pushed above his weight, and he has given us multiple memories of multiple great matches when it came to the World Cup. I think one was against Brazil only,
Mhm.
and Ochoa, what a career he have. Playing six World Cups is not easy. We have seen Messi, Ronaldo doing that, performing well, and for a goalkeeper, it's what to say. Illustra's career will be a legend for Mexico in long term to come. Will be one of those characters that the youngsters will take inspirations from. Uh, More than the performance that he gave on the pitch, this will be one story that will be in the Mexican folklore, and that's why he was given those minutes in the match, and especially as the Azteca Stadium, right? Azteca Stadium is called the Colosseum of Mexican football, hosted so many iconic matches: the 1970 World Cup final, the 1986 World Cup final, and bidding farewell in that iconic stadium for a player like Ochoa, for the legend that he is for Mexican football. I think it's special, and he deserved everything.
Absolutely. All of saying I don't know much about football, but tell me who will win the World Cup. It's always difficult to predict World Cup winner, but obviously two contenders who will be taking the pitch tonight. Obviously, one is France, who will be facing Norway. Another team, obviously, Spain, who faces a tough challenge against Uruguay. Shomnath, what about this France versus Norway game? Do you think France are going to test their bench strength against Norway? And also from Norway, because this is one of the game to watch out for in this group stage. But unfortunately, now both of them have secured their place in the knockout. But now they will be fighting for the top spot in their group.
Oh, again, the awaited match in this group, France versus Norway, and the way Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland are playing, I mean, they are already, hungry for that golden boot. But like Erling Haaland said in the pre-match press conference before this game, that obviously France, by jokingly, he told this sarcastically that yes, France will defeat us. We know that, but kind of he has said the truth, because the kind of form Erling Haaland is in, obviously he can be an X factor for this Norway team. But France, when it comes to France, they have multiple match winners. Not only Kylian Mbappe. If we talk about Mikel Olise, if we talk about Dembele, if we talk about players who haven't fired in this World Cup, they can also change the course of the match. You have Desire Doué. Obviously, this France team looks very, very dangerous, and the kind of form Mikel Olise is also in. I think it can be a game changer. But for Norway, obviously, all eyes will be on Erling Haaland. Apart from that, Sorloth is there, but Sorloth has been poor in this World Cup. To be honest, if you compare his physicality, if you compare his
Mm.
speed, Sorloth has been in some off form recently. But again, you have players like Odegaard, you have players like Antonio Nusa. So there is a chance, in the attacking third, both teams have resources to score goals. But again, where we know that France have that balance in their team, be it the midfield, be it the defense, be it the attacking third. France has it covered in all sides. So yes, I think it will be a close match. We will see a brilliant match today. But yes, the chances of winning for France is much more than that of Norway.
Also, we'll witness, another rivalry between Mbappe and Erling Haaland. The rivalry of this, modern generation. Of course, the Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi rivalry most likely will end at this World Cup. But obviously, in the upcoming few World Cup, we'll have to watch out for this rivalry between Kylian Mbappe and Erling Haaland. So obviously, it's going to be an intriguing face-off between these two youngsters tonight. But Rohanda, Spain versus Uruguay, especially with Uruguay, the way they have been struggling in the last few World Cup, obviously, one of the most successful nation when it comes to World Cup history, and also one of the legendary head coach with Marcelo Bielsa. But they have been, struggling. It's a bit unexpected. Do you think it's going to be a cakewalk for Spain? Because both the teams will be looking to, seal their place in the next stage.
Well, no matches in the World Cup are cakewalks for any team. That we have seen in the previous games for both these two sides only, right? Spain, Uruguay playing against Cape Verde and struggling. Germany losing to Ecuador. So no World Cup match are cakewalk, but when it comes to Uruguay and recent performances, yes, Spain are ahead. They did well in the Euros as well, but for Spain as well in the World Cup, when it comes to World Cup, before the last win, they only had three World Cup wins after that 2010 final victory, right? So both the teams will be, but yes, Spain with Lamine Yamal getting that goal in the last game, getting on the pitch. I don't know whether he will be fully fit for 90 minutes or not, but Spain will always be ahead against this Uruguay side. I had planned to wear a Uruguay jersey for today's show, but I could not find it. It was a Diego Forlan 2010 edition, one of the iconic performances for Uruguay in the recent times, I would say. Oh, what a performance Forlan did with that Jabulani ball. But we do not see that Uruguay in the recent times. I think they finished third one time in the recent times in Copa America, and so I think they finished one time third in the Copa America, and that's it. And this Uruguay side, Spain, I'll keep Spain ahead, of course. I'm more interested in today's Norway versus France match because it will be one of those fast-paced clashes, and that will set European football or world football for the next coming decade, right? So that's one rivalry that we are seeing. Uh, we have seen the Messi Ronaldo debate, the rivalry from start, and we are seeing the next generation rivalry to start. But for Holland and Norway, it will be kind of like I think it will be difficult that what Ronaldo faced with Portugal. Before Ronaldo joined the Portuguese national team, they had one FIFA World Cup bronze medal with Eusebio, right? But still, Portugal had some legacy to hold on to. But for Norway, it's not even that. So whatever Haaland does and the Haaland and team does for Norway will be the part of the Norwegian football legacy. But for Mbappe and France, they already have two World Cups and a huge footballing legacy. So it will be that won't be that easy for Haaland, but for on individual levels, this rivalry is something that every football fan in the world will look forward to in the next decade. Since Haaland made debut for Borussia Dortmund in the top five European leagues, only Harry Kane have more goal and assist contribution than both Haaland and Mbappe. So it's that level of competition. So I'm looking forward for that. Spain, Uruguay. It will be an event poised game, I would say. Spain little
True.
bit ahead, and I hope Spain wins that one. So Argentina gets Cape Verde in the next round.
Oh, another easy game for Argentina in the knockout. But obviously for Spain, look, I mean, they are a different side with, Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams on the flanks. And against Uruguay, I mean, talking about Uruguay, I think one of the Latin American teams, we have seen recently, their decline because, and on the other hand, teams like Ecuador, Colombia, they're really punching above their weight. But team like Uruguay, we have really seen a decline in the last two World Cup, taking this World Cup. And so until unless they pull off a surprising win against Spain, uh, their knockout round, I mean their hopes in knockout round obviously will be uncertain. But eyes will be on the Cape Verde versus Saudi Arabia fixture as well. Cape Verde, after pulling off two draw in the first two games, if they can beat Saudi Arabia, then they can also get a place in the knockout round, and that will be a historic moment for this island nation, one of the smallest nation to qualify for the World Cup. So that will be a special moment. But Shomnath, I will ask you about Netherlands because obviously Netherlands is also didn't walk into this tournament as one of the favorite, but the way they have been performing, do you think after a long wait Netherlands are also a serious contender at this World Cup?
Absolutely. The way Rohanda knew that during the World Cup he appears out of nowhere and performs. Netherlands is kind of a team which does the same. I mean, if you look at the Netherlands player, Summerville, Cody Gakpo, and others, Virgil van Dijk. In club football, their recent form has not been the best for them, obviously. But when it comes to the Netherlands team, the way these players combine themselves, the coordination between themselves, I think it's absolutely super. And the way they are playing, obviously, in the first match against Japan, they could have won that too, but the late equalizer, Japan has snatched 2 points from that game from Netherlands' hands. But I think in the next two games, they showed proper dominance. Not only they showed their control on the game, I think in the Sweden game as well as the last game against Tunisia last night, they showed proper dominance. Obviously, scoring I think 10 goals in 3 matches. Obviously, Netherlands are looking a very very strong side. And if you look at the players, you have Cody Gakpo, you have a Summerville, you have the striker. So it looks very very scary. And just imagine if this Netherlands side had Xavi Simons, then surely we could have told these Netherlands sides that they could be the favorites to win the World Cup. So yes, be the midfield, be the defense. Netherlands once again are looking a side very very balanced, and hopefully in the knockouts in the round of 32 they will face a strong Moroccan side. So it would be really interesting to see a dominant side. But I still think Morocco, being a good team, I think Netherlands would be a tough game for them because the form they are currently in Netherlands, they are looking to not only defeat their opponents, they are looking to destroy their opponents. So it will be a very very tough match. And as a Brazil fan, I am very happy that due to that one goal difference, Brazil is in the top in the group table, and they don't have to face this Netherlands side. Otherwise, I think it would have been over for Brazil in this World Cup. But yes, the it's always good to see the Netherlands playing so well, because coming so close of the World Cup and still not winning it 3 times in their history, it's really painful for a footballing legacy like Netherlands. So let's see. Hopefully this year they can do that miracle.
Absolutely, but Japan will be a tricky challenge for Brazil for sure. And Netherlands will be facing Morocco. Morocco, who qualified till the semi-final, who got knocked out actually in the semi-final in the last World Cup. And Netherlands also went into the knockout, but they also got knocked out earlier. So I mean. Morocco versus Netherlands, obviously one of the games to watch out for, and one of them will get disqualified from the round of 32. So that will be a setback for any of these two nations for sure.
Rahul,
But Rohan, the
one
final
thing.
comment.
Rahul, one thing. So, with this 48 team format, do you see that more top ranked teams are going into the knockouts and we are seeing more such heavyweight clashes in the knockout? because with 32 teams, perhaps one or two top ranked teams might be getting eliminated with only two top teams
Absolutely.
qualifying. We have to see if how many top clashes we see in the knockout. So that's also an interesting observation to see. Yes, Rahul.
Absolutely. I mean, in the round of 32, we are going to get so many blockbuster fixture for sure. Because of this 48 team format. So a lot of debate were going on regarding this expanded format of this World Cup, whether this expanded format only to increase the number of the team, but no, most of the teams have proven that they belong to this stage, and
Yes.
obviously that's really helping. And so far, it has been a commercial triumph for this World Cup for sure, because during the game between Ecuador versus Germany, it was announced that this World Cup have shattered the record of the highest attendance. I mean, it has been the most attended World Cup so far. So you can see it's already in the group stage, still so many games to go, and already they
That
have
I'm
shattered the
still
record
in
of
doubt, but
World Cup attendance. Sorry.
that I am still in doubt, but okay. USA can say anything. But
Controversy, obviously controversy, but a final comment from Rwanda on Argentina. I mean, the kind of knockout path they will get, uh, you know, it's almost assured that it's going to be. I mean, they can make it to the at least quarter final or semi final.
well, if Uruguay somehow defeats Spain, I think they will face anyone from Uruguay or Spain, right, in the next round. So that will be a tough competition. But if that doesn't happen, Cape Verde finishes second in Group H, then Argentina versus Cape Verde. Of course, uh, Argentina will enjoy that match. We have what's on with Portugal. We have all spoken about that Argentina versus Portugal game being possible in quarterfinal. If that happens, that it will be one of those uh, finals before the final. Is that a possibility? I don't know yet, but if that happens, of course. But there will be easy games, there will be tough games. If you remember last year's last edition's quarterfinal against Argentina and Netherlands, it was one of those matches that keeps you at the edge, right? Uh, right at the dying minutes, Netherlands scored the equalizer. The match went on to the tiebreakers, and Argentina went into the final semi-final on tiebreakers, right? So knockouts are never easy. Any team can punch above their weight. Of course, Argentina, if they face Cape Verde in the next round, they will be happy. I'll be happy. But as you move forward, it won't be that easy for any team, I would say. And if that Ronaldo versus Messi thing happens, I don't know what will happen to the world and to the footballing. The world will be divided into two halves.
Absolutely, the world will be divided into two halves. Guys, for knockout stage, while from some group, three teams are qualifying. Okay, so this is the 48 team World Cup. So obviously, the group winners and the group runners up, qualifying for the round of 32. So all total, from 12 teams, there are 24 teams. But to fill up the 32 team slot, eight teams, eight best placed, eight best third place team are qualifying for the next round. So all total 32 teams making it to the round of 32. So that's the equation at this expanded format of the World Cup. So that's it for now. Thanks a lot to Rohanda and Shomnath for joining us, and also to all of our viewers. Stay tuned to Rep Sports for more such content, more such stories and news from this FIFA World Cup. And obviously, eyes will be on the blockbuster fixture, France versus Norway, and obviously Spain versus Uruguay. And tomorrow, once again, we'll be back to discuss these two games. Thanks for watching. See you in our next show.
Thank you.